Righto, boys and girls, I'm back. Nice little quiet spot here, as you can see. So it's easier to do a video than me type a long, drawn-out post. So here it is. Two things. The first thing is, over the last few days, weeks, whatever, maybe the last week and a half, 2 weeks, something like that, I've been absolutely bombarded. Maybe it's because of the change of the way the network's operating or something like that, I'm not too sure. But I've been absolutely bombarded with people.
So if it's number 23 and
turn that down a little bit. Absolutely bombarded by people emailing me and asking me if I can program their radios. Not only for receive, but for transmit. Pardon me. So, here's the deal. I did a video not long ago about why and how come I don't program CFA receive, or RMR receive as it were, if you like, into the Tate radios. And I suggest you go back and have a look at that video. The bottom line is, in a nutshell, if you don't want to, is the radios aren't designed to do that. They're not designed to be a scanner, and they're not designed to listen to the network without affiliating, and therefore they don't work as effectively as what they should. So therefore I don't program them. I don't want people to be disappointed with the way it's programmed, which is beyond my control. So I don't program them. It's very easy, very simple. Will they receive Fireground? Well, while Fireground is still in conventional or non-trunked mode, yes, they will. Yeah, they'll receive conventional P25 simplex channels, or go-to channels, or whatever you want to call them. They will receive them. But as soon as they go trunked, so onto the RMR and the new talk group IDs, which are supposedly meant to be happening, then they won't. And then the same will apply. Will I program your radio for transmit on anything that you're not authorised to, whether you've got a yellow shirt on, a blue shirt on, or a red shirt on? The answer is no. The only way that radio is going to get programmed for transmit is if you provide me with a letter of authority from any service on their letterhead with verifiable contact details, and not from your brigade captain, or if you're the owner of that frequency. So if you've got a commercial allocation and you want the frequency programmed, then I'm more than happy to do that, providing you provide me with the details of your frequency, and I can back check that through the ACMA database and so on and so forth. Will I program up your CFA radio with transmit for Fireground channels? No, is the answer. It's highly illegal. It's $10,000, something like $10,000 per frequency for an individual. Never mind the hundreds of thousands of dollars that I'd get fined, lose all my gear, lose all my licenses, and probably wind up in jail. The answer is no. Am I going to risk that for you? No. It's very simple. It's very frustrating. It's not a hard thing to understand that if you required a transmit radio, then the CFA would provide you with one. It's very plain, very simple. You want to receive? Use a scanner. It's easy. The days of having a commercial radio programmed for receive, like a PRM80 or an SRM or Tate or whatever the case may have been, are long gone. Period. Over. Finished. Kaput. No more. Zilcho. I don't know how clear I can make it. I can't get any clearer than that. So please, don't email me. And don't antagonise me nor question me about the legalities of it and how you think you're good because you've got a yellow shirt on. I don't care what colour your shirt is. It can be bright pink for all I care. It doesn't make the law change just to suit you. You think you're above the law and you want to go and have programmed up transmit frequencies? Hey, I can't stop you. To some degree, it's still a free world. Go and buy the programming leads, dig up the software, work out how to do it, and do it yourself. I'm not encouraging it, nor am I telling you to do it. However, if you think you can, knock yourself out. Go hard. Will I do it? No. Am I going to endorse somebody else to do it? No. So, that's that out of the way. Like I said, I've had emails and phone calls. Well, emails, not so much phone calls, but emails in the last week from volunteers, from brigades, from comms officers, the works, all asking me things that they should know better. The law's very clear. If you don't know what the law is, go into the ACMA database and look it up. Pardon me. Look it up. Excuse me, I've got a few issues going on and I'm not feeling too flash, so if I burp every now and then, I apologise. So, as I said, that's the law. Programming up your radio for CFA and having a CFA transmit radio is no different, as far as the law is concerned, to having a police radio. If you were able to do that, the law would see it no differently. The law is no different in regards to that. And just because you hold the card and you hold the yellow shirt, makes no difference. They're the facts. Deal with it. Me? Hey, I'm a member. I've got the card. I don't have a transmit radio. Look, you can see for yourself. I don't have a transmit radio. Not on CFA. What do I use? I use a scanner. As I said in the past, a scanner is a lot more useful. It's future-proof, more customisable. Customisable? You can customise it more. So on and so forth.
Fuck, I'm punching 2092.
You can see a bit more information on the display. You can't really at the moment on mine because of sun glare. But if I zoom in a little bit, no, still can't see it because of sun glare. But you can see a lot more. You can see all sorts of stuff. You can see the appliance name if you program that in. You can see all sorts of gear on there. So, like I said, that's where it's at in terms of programming up equipment. Same as commercial gear. Don't send me an email or purchase a radio off me and say, oh, by the way, you're programming it for my mate's frequency because he said that I could, over a beer down the pub. I don't care what he said over a beer down the pub or over the fence as it would be at the moment. But the law is the law. And unfortunately, that's the way it is. And unfortunately, the authorities, be it CFA, SES, police, ambulance, ACMA, whoever, all look very strongly and frown upon things done in the wrong way. There are, of course, ways and means and how to deal with certain things. I'm not saying there isn't. But, like I said, you send me an email and say, oh, I'm so-and-so from so-and-so brigade and, you know, my group officer told me while I was having a coffee with them that I could have a transmit radio, so you're going to program my radio to transmit on a state-owned, government-owned network. The answer is going to be no. Like I said, if you needed a transmit radio, the service in question, in this case the CFA, would provide you with one.
Roger, cover 22.
I know there's a shortage of some degree. However, if there is a CFA transmit radio required, so I'm watching something on the screen at the same time while doing this. Something's just come up. They would require, if they require one, sorry, then guess what? You would have one. You would have one by now. You wouldn't have to be talking to me about it. And there are people that control this network and control the frequencies and all that sort of gear that are paid way more than me and know way more than I do. So I'm not the person to be asking. If you want a transmit radio, go and talk to CFA comms about it. Go and ask them. Go and ask District. Go and have a chat to them about it. And if you think that I'm wrong in terms of programming up transmit radios on frequencies that you're not authorised to use, whether it be your mate's frequency, whether it be the CFA frequencies or whatever, I urge you to get a hold of the ACMA and ask them. And I'm sure they'll set you straight. Right, so that's number one out of the way. Number two, in recent times you might have noticed
Last time pump at 26B.
that
Roger, pump 26.
that some of my pricing's changed. Some of it's gone up, some of it's gone down, most of it's gone up. And in the near coming hours or days, postage rates will be going up as well. So that's for several reasons, and I'll explain it to you. I've got nothing to hide, and I frankly don't care. Firstly, Australia Post have raised their prices in postage. I can't do anything about that. I can't change that. I can't change the price of postage. If you've got a problem with that, go to Australia Post. I can't charge you any less than what I'm paying. It's as simple as that. If you can find a cheaper method of getting your item to you, and a quicker and more efficient method of getting my item to you, then please tell me. I don't want to get bombarded by messages going, oh, I use TransDirect, I use Sendle, I use Joe Blogg's Courier Company. I'm not after that. If you can tell me a cheaper, easier way than Australia Post, or a cheaper way using Australia Post, then please send me an email. I somehow don't think you'll be able to do it, because I spent the days and the hours doing the homework to get to the position where I am now. So, postage rates. So some of the item rates have gone up as well. Some of the individual prices on individual goods. Some of that's because of exchange rates. So at the moment, because of the wonderful world that we live in, being COVID, is snipering everybody, so to speak, in terms of the cost of things. You know, I mean, even, you know, cost of living in general has gone up. So, like I said, having said that, the prices of some things have gone up due to the exchange rate. So RTLs, that sort of gear have gone up. There are some RTLs available at the moment, by the way. If you want to order, jump on the website and order them. They won't last long. They fly out the door. Get in while the going's good. FlightAware, there's a bit of a change going on with FlightAware at the moment, and last time I dealt with FlightAware it was a little bit tricky, so I've got to get a hold of them, and I've got to deal with a few issues, and because of course they're overseas, it's a little bit tricky to do via email, but hopefully at some point down the track, I'm not going to put a time frame on it, it could be a week, could be a month, could be longer, we'll have some FlightAware gear, hopefully. I don't know whether I'm going to go all out like I did last time. The filters didn't seem to sell too well. I think it's because the Pro Sticks have got them in there, but having said that, this is interesting. I just flicked that up there. Got a guy taking a video of me and a photo of me. How about that? I don't think he's ever seen a car with antennas on it before. How's that for you? That's pretty neat. Anyway, so having said that, still there too. Anyway, good luck to him, I guess. Having said that, that they will, that'll be back. Some of the Icon pricing's changed. Again, that's because of price rises. Now, also with Icon, I've had a bit of a, and I can't say too much about it at the moment, but I've had a bit of an issue with Icon. A little bit of unfairness with pricing and a little bit of unfairness in dealings. And like I said, I can't say too much about that at the moment, but I think that you'll hear more about that. Because as time goes on and as days goes on, it gets trickier and trickier and it gets stickier and stickier. I've been receiving quite a number of emails and things about things from different people in relation to that. Yeah, I think you'll hear more about that as time goes on. But unfortunately, like I said, to some degree, I can't do much about that. I am thinking, and maybe you can give me some feedback, I am thinking about removing the amateur gear because now I just can't compete. You know, the prices that are there are probably out of the ballpark and out of what people are prepared to pay. There are a few orders that were put in amongst all this that I've covered myself, and I'm actually covering the difference because, well, it's not fair to the people that put the orders in. It's not a great deal, but it's enough. So yeah, I mean, if it wasn't such a popular brand, I'd probably drop it altogether. My thoughts about ICOM and their service and that sort of stuff at the moment are not too flash. Like I said, I'm not going to say too much more about that at the moment, but you will probably hear more about it as time goes on. Once things settle down and the dust settles, I will probably do some sort of video about that and explain in full what happened and the behaviours that went on around that. So that's where we're at, folks. Things are ticking along. Again, thanks for your support through this COVID mess. It's been massive, and I appreciate your support and I appreciate your business. Yeah, unfortunately, like most things, sometimes we have to change the way some things are done. But yeah, anyway, that's all. Thank you.